Yo, what's up guys, my name is Hakiii, and the main goal of GTA Online is to make money and buy more and more things to make you more and more money. And of course have some fun along the way, but in this video I'm going to show you the best investments you can make in the game so you don't accidentally spend money on something that is just useless. And then you end up broke because you wasted your time on something that barely makes you any money. Starting with an absolute tank of a vehicle, the Brickade 6x6, you can actually get it for absolutely free, which is actually crazy considering this is one of the, if not the most armored vehicle in the game. It can withstand like 50 or 60 RPGs. It's safe to say nobody's blowing you up while you're driving this vehicle around. But if you want to start upgrading it, that's going to be a fee of $750,000 plus a couple extra things, whatever you want to put on this vehicle. And the thing with this vehicle is that there's actually a business inside of it, the Acid Lab. It's not anything too crazy. I mean, if you do a full sell mission, you can still make a good couple $100,000, which is good, but it's not the greatest. The biggest highlight with it is the vehicle itself, and something along with the Brickade 6x6 is actually the property that it's in. It sits inside of the Freak Shop, which is a property you can unlock also for absolutely free. I highly recommend you guys do it. You just need to go to the R icon in Sandy Shores, and that's how you start the first dose missions. Not only do you get money from actually completing those first dose missions, but you actually unlock a property which then you can use as a safe house, especially if you're a beginner. So really you can just include all three of these in one: the Acid Lab, the Brickade 6x6, and the Freak Shop. By completing just one first dose mission, you can unlock the Freak Shop and then go from there. You're gonna really enjoy the Brickade 6x6. Besides the bad handling, it's still one of the most useful vehicles in the game because of how strong it is. It could absolutely ram like any street car out the way. It's very strong and heavy, and as I said, extremely armored as well. Now we're gonna cover both vehicles and businesses, also a little bit of weapons as well later on. But as an alternative for the Brickade, if you really just don't like how heavy it is, because it is a little bit hard to handle as I mentioned, and it is somewhat slow because of how armored it is, a good alternative that's much faster but also still somewhat armored is the Night Shark. The Night Shark can withstand 6 RPGs, so it's not anywhere near as much as the Brickade, but it's way faster, it's way easier to drive around and turn and stuff like that, and it only costs about $1 million, which is not that expensive compared to other weaponized slash armored vehicles. It's still somewhat of a decent price. Along with the solid armor and the solid handling it's also got a machine gun on the front of it, so it is weaponized technically. The machine gun isn't extremely strong, but I guess it's still nice to have it on there regardless. And so the Night Shark is pretty much perfect for so many heists and so many different missions because it's got explosive resistance, as we said earlier, 6 RPGs, and also some bullet resistance as well because it's got the window plating option, which basically adds some protection on the windows, so it's a little hard to shoot you with an AR or something like that. The one and only negative to adding the window plates is that you can't throw sticky bombs or grenades or any explosive outside of the vehicle with this option equipped, but protection wise it's definitely a huge plus. Pretty much in like 99% of missions and heists in GTA Online, you're gonna need some sort of protection because you're gonna have NPCs shooting missiles and shooting you with an AR, so it's safe to say this vehicle is extremely useful, and for free mode as well, because you're gonna have some griefers trying to kill you for no particular reason. Now if the Night Shark happens to be a little too expensive for you, there's a cheaper alternative that's less good than the Night Shark, but I still figured why not include it in this video for people on a smaller budget. That alternative is the armored Kuruma. You can buy it for only $500,000, so it is as cheap as you can get, especially for an armored vehicle. It came out with the original heist update, so it's been in the game for so many years now. It doesn't have any explosive resistance, but some bullet resistance with the window plating like on the Night Shark, and it's still a decent vehicle for heists and different missions that you got NPCs shooting you with rifles. Now a big one is the Kosaka. The Kosaka is the home of the Cayo Perico heist, the highest paying heist in the game. It's an absolute must, and this submarine is so useful. It gives you so many different advantages, not only to make money but also things to utilize in free mode as well. First off, it's a property slash kind of like a safe house in the middle of the ocean. You can have it anywhere in the ocean pretty much. That's really cool in itself. And of course you actually have the Cayo Perico heist itself. You can either play it solo or with friends, it's really up to you. You do a couple of setup missions, including some scope out missions in the Cayo Perico Perico Island, and then you have a big heist which is gonna pay you a good few $1,000,000. It really varies. The reason it's a really good investment is because with that few $1,000,000, you're gonna be making your money back so freaking quick. The cost of it is really gonna vary depending on what upgrades and additions you buy with it. The minimum you pay is $2.2 million, but it can go all the way up to $9 million. But it's a very good investment, especially in the long term, because you make that money back relatively quick because the Cayo Perico heist pays so well. It's the best paying heist in the game, as I mentioned. Now, one of the additions you can buy with it is the Sparrow helicopter. This is the fastest helicopter in the game. It's super quick for a helicopter. It's very lightweight, and it's a super convenient one to have as well. The reason for that is because you can call it in anywhere on the map. Doesn't matter where you are. If you go into services Kosaka, you can then request the Sparrow helicopter, and it spawns right next to you extremely quick. There's really a 0-second spawn in time, unlike with the mechanic where you call it in and then you have to wait a little bit. It just immediately spawns in for you, and the Sparrow can honestly be a lifesaver if you're stuck somewhere or for whatever other reason. I mean, there's tons of reasons to call in a quick weaponized helicopter. I didn't mention it yet, but it's also got homing missiles that you can equip with it, so it is weaponized. Great helicopter that also has a dedicated storage room inside of the Kosaka too. If you want to go back to the Kosaka with the helicopter, you can just hover over the submarine, and then you have a right D-pad option to automatically fly in there. That makes it even more convenient. There's also a legitimate missile launch station inside of the submarine. It's actually super cool, and not many people talk about it. For some reason, it doesn't get much attention, but it's actually pretty useful. You basically control a missile drone in the sky. If you sit down, press right D-pad, then it just launches a missile, and it's got a pretty good distance. It can't go across the whole map, but it can go across the majority, I would say. Besides it being a little glitchy maybe, it still does work, and if you blow up a car next to an actual player, it can actually take him out. It's definitely one of the more creative ways to get a kill in GTA Online. Another useful thing it has is fast travel. You can be in the ocean right next to LSIA, and then you have a couple different options to fast travel to another spot in the ocean that, for example, can be all the way at the top of the map next to Polito Bay. That's for paying a small fee as well. It's not completely free, unfortunately. Next is going to be a vehicle dedicated to time trials. So time trials are a fantastic way to make money in GTA Online, especially the HSW time trial, which you can only do on the Xbox Series X and S and the PS5. And they're pretty easy if you have the right vehicle for it, and the best vehicle for the HSW time trial is the Hakiii Drag. It's a motorcycle that you can buy for $976,000 plus about a $1.4 million HSW upgrade, which does make it significantly more expensive, but completing the time trial and making it so easy, you can get that money back, plus you have an awesome, super fast motorcycle. The Hakiii Drag, along with the HSW upgrade, makes it the fastest motorcycle in the game, and every single week you can easily complete the HSW time trial, which is gonna get you over $250,000 each time. It's another great investment to do for the long term, not only for the time trial itself, but also to have a super fast vehicle. But a way cheaper alternative for the regular time trial, which is available on all platforms, including the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. The Body 801, which you can buy for only $15,000 on the San Andreas Super Autos website, is a great motorcycle. You probably do want to upgrade it, so it's going to be a little bit more than $15K after fully customizing it and stuff, but it's still a super cheap vehicle and one of the best bang for your buck vehicles you can buy in the game. And you can use that to make over $100,000 each time completing the regular time trial. So we got through some more vehicles. Let's get back to another great business that could be a long-term investment. You can make your money back really quick with this one. That's going to be the agency, one of the best money-making properties we have in the game, hands down. Setting aside money-making for a second, it's the only place where you can upgrade vehicles with Imani tech. That's the #1 most useful customization we we have on vehicles. That's a big plus. With the business side of things, you can do the contract heist, which is gonna give you a set payout of $1 million. That's already gonna cover most of the cost for actually buying an agency in the first place. You can do the popular quick mission of payphone hits. It takes about 5 minutes to complete, and you get a set payout of $85,000 unless it has a bonus on it. And honestly, it's one of the best, if not the best, quick money methods we have. Security contracts are also great to do. It's another relatively quick money method. It's going to take about 10 minutes to do, and without a weekly bonus on it, you can get anywhere from 30 something thousand all the way up to $80,000. Not to mention, doing the security contracts, the more you do, the more passive income you're going to make with the agency's safe. As you play GTA Online, you're going to generate a pretty small amount of money that you can then collect after a certain amount of time. Even though it's not that much, it's still nice to have a passive money maker as well, of course. And speaking of passive money, by far the best passive money making business we have is the nightclub. You can make $50,000 every in-game day, which is a lot, especially for passive money. Just imagine, as you play GTA Online, you're going to be making money doing pretty much nothing. And as long as you have your popularity bar maxed out at all times, you're gonna keep making $50,000 each time. And I believe that nightclub safe does cap at $250,000, so you still want to stop by your nightclub and collect the money every now and then. A nightclub is a bit pricey, but over time you're gonna make that money back. If we do some simple calculations, every 48 minutes is one in-game day, and as we said, you're gonna generate $50,000 every in-game day. That means if you were to play just a few hours every day for a week, you're gonna make close to $1 million in passive income, and all you have to do is actually collect the money from the safe and make sure your popularity in your nightclub is up. That's a crazy amount, especially for passive money, as we said. Some good must-have weapons would be the carbine rifle. If you can get it Mark II, that would be even better. The light machine gun Mark II is also amazing. Sticky bombs are a must. The homing launcher is a must as well. AP pistol, the assault shotgun, and the heavy sniper, preferably the Mark II as well, would be your best bet. Those set of weapons should serve you just fine along the way in missions, heists, and shooting out of a vehicle and whatever you might need. I really hope this video went on to help you out. If it did, drop a like and subscribe if you are new so you don't miss any more awesome videos like these, and turn on that bell too. Now, we talked about businesses a bit in this video, and for these businesses, it's important to know the best locations for them, so click the video on screen now for it. I hope you all enjoy that video, and peace.